Hey guys, this week's radio topic was on a study done on skipping breakfast, which was shown to increase heart attack risk. I want you to really look at my blog post from this week, from October 10th, to really look at my criticism of that study because I think the conclusions they arose were really not accurate. I got a ton of questions on the radio and on the blog post on whether breakfast should be skipped and what are healthy options for breakfast. So I wanted to quickly just do a quick video blogcast on my thoughts about breakfast based on those questions. So the first question you should really ask yourself is, what are your risks? So for example, if you have prediabetes or diabetes, there's a great chance that you normally wake up in the mornings with an elevated blood sugar. Okay, so if you already wake up with an elevated blood sugar, then eating like a high carb breakfast like tea and toast, or biscuits or bagels or whatever, or some sort of multigrain cereal or oatmeal, that's going to take your already elevated fasting blood sugar and make it even higher. And when sugar's high, it causes your body to produce more insulin, which causes your body to store fat, and it can generate more downstream hunger. So really, it comes back to what are your underlying risks? Because in somebody that's got insulin resistance, which can be defined by prediabetes or diabetes, having breakfast, especially a high-carb breakfast, is not going to be the right option. Often skipping breakfast is a better option, or if you are hungry, having a breakfast that has more protein, healthy fats, maybe some vegetables, or some other low glycemic options are going to be your best bet. Okay, so the next question really is whether deciding on skipping or breakfast or eating breakfast is really what are you eating for breakfast. And as I alluded to in the prior point, many of us are just eating really nutrient deficient breakfast. They could be a couple of biscuits with tea, some toast, some other sort of dry carbohydrate. And with any meals, including breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you want to know where are your vegetables, where are your proteins, where are your healthy fats. Can we incorporate some natural plant-based foods, some berries or something else around that? But when I see patients in the clinic, the average breakfast they're eating is not healthy. So, we have to be really informed about what healthier breakfast options are. So check out the chapters in my book on nutrition or refer back to my blog post. We've done a lot of sessions on nutrition that can give you some better options there. Another question I like to ask patients, or I ask myself, is what did I really do the day or night before? If I had a day yesterday where I was mostly sedentary because I was on a business trip and I was sitting in a plane or I was in meetings all day, and let's say I had a high carb lunch or late night dinner, then there's a lot of carbohydrates in my muscles and in my body already. So if I wake up in the morning, the first thing I got to think about is how do I clear out some of those carbohydrates from my muscles and other storage sites? And one of the ways to do that is to get some exercise in the morning, and preferably in a fasted state. So often I will use breakfast as an opportunity to cleanse from a day before where I was inactive and or eating extra carbohydrates, especially late night carbohydrates. Now let's say that in the morning, our next question is really how active are you going to be in the morning? So let's say I didn't eat much the day before and I'm going to go out for a long endurance hike or run or some sort of high intensity exercise, and let's say I'm feeling a little bit low on the energy side. Yeah, in that particular case, having still a healthy breakfast like I described, but maybe with some low glycemic or natural starches, some fruits, maybe a banana, a little bit of oatmeal, but really having some nuts and berries and healthy fats around that might be a good breakfast option to have. But again, keep in mind that if the night before you had a heavy high carb dinner or you had a late meal, there's energy in your fuel tank to basically power you through that workout. Okay, so bottom line is really we're not robots. You may not have a simple one answer to all of your breakfast needs. I find in my case, in many of my patients' cases, I encourage them to really be flexible. There's some mornings where skipping breakfast is the right metabolic option based on, like I said, what you did the night before or what you plan to do during the rest of the day. On other days, breakfast might be a good option. So you've really got to experiment and really follow your biometrics, which means your body weight, your blood sugar levels, your cholesterol, to see where you land. For me personally and for many of my patients, skipping breakfast at least a few times a week seems to make sense, and metabolically we get good benefits from that. So what did I eat for breakfast now? So it's after 12 p.m. and I'm at work right now, as you can probably tell from the white wall behind me. But this is basically the breakfast that I'm eating right now. And this is turmeric boiled eggs. So I boil these eggs at home. I was kind of in a hurry to rush out the door, so I used a little microwave egg boiler. So I brought the boiled eggs in. Then I reached into my office cabinet, and I've got my handy turmeric. right here. I've got some black pepper, which helps you absorb that turmeric, and also sprinkled on some California cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil. So that mixture itself, when I add it to the eggs, is really going to lower inflammation in my body. And actually add that concoction to many salads or other meals that I have. So often if I'm having like a dry salad or something that doesn't have many nutrients, I've got a lot of secret ingredients in my office cabinet that can really make that meal nutrient dense. So that's a little trick for you, and I'll share some more office tips for you busy workers out there as well. Okay, so I hope you found this blogcast informative, and I will talk to you later on.